So today we'll discuss about the kinematics and dynamics of the flow. The kinematics is defined as the flow which the science which deals with the motion of the fluid without considering the forces which are causing the motion. At the same time, dynamics of the flow is the science or the stream of fluid mechanics which deals with the motion of the fluid considering all the forces causing the motion. So, as per the Newton's second law of motion, the force in the direction of flow is given by mass into acceleration in the direction of flow. So, this f of x is basically the sum of the various forces which are causing the motion in the direction of flow, and it is given by f of c, that is the force due to compressibility of the fluid, plus f of t, that is the force due to turbulence, plus F due to viscosity, force due to viscosity, then plus force due to pressure and force due to gravity. So, as per the Newton's second law of motion, it states that force in the direction of flow is given by mass into acceleration in the same direction. Here we are considering that fluid is flowing in the x direction. Now, if the various types of fluids are defined in various ways, like first is the steady and unsteady flow. Second is rotational and irrotational flow. Compressible and incompressible flow. Fourth is laminar and turbulent flow. Fifth is 1, 2 and 3 dimensional flow. So, these are the major categories, major types of the flow. Now, we will discuss about the very important, the laminar and the turbulent flow. The laminar fluid is defined, laminar flow is defined as the flow where each and every particle of the fluid flows in the same direction with the same velocity in a streamline, and each and every streamline is parallel to each other. So, there would not be any cross current or eddies formation in this, particularly in this laminar flow. Now, the turbulent flow. In turbulent flow, each and every fluid particle flows with the different velocities, and there would certainly be a formation of cross current and eddies. There will be intermixing of different layers of the fluid. So, the fluid which follows the zigzag path and the particle flows in a zigzag manner is defined as the turbulent flow. So, this laminar and turbulent flow is defined by or explained by a dimensionless number which is known as Reynolds number. This Reynolds number is represented by this number, Reynolds number, and it is given by, as this is a dimensionless number, it is given by dV rho by mu, where this d is diameter of the fluid, diameter of the pipe or channel through which the fluid is flowing, v is velocity of the fluid, rho is density of the fluid, and mu is viscosity of the fluid. So, this Reynolds number is basically affected by the fluid properties which includes the density and the viscosity. At the same time, when the fluid flows through the channel, the diameter of that particular channel affects the flow, and the velocity of the fluid flowing through that channel also affects the flow. Now, how will it will be decided on the basis of Reynolds number that flow is laminar or turbulent. So, if this Reynolds number is less than 2000, it means that the flow is laminar, and if it is between 2000 to 4000, the fluid flow is defined as the transition flow, and if it is more than 4000, the fluid is defined as the flow is defined as the turbulent flow. So, the flow, the type of flow, whether it would be laminar flow or turbulent flow, it is defined by the Reynolds number, and if this Reynolds number is less than 2000, it is laminar flow. If it is between 2000 to 4000, it will be transition flow, and more than 4000, the flow will be turbulent flow. Now, now we'll discuss a very important equation, the equation of continuity. The equation of continuity is based on the law of conservation of mass, which states that rate of when a fluid is flowing through a channel, or if it is passing through between two sections, the rate of mass in is equal to rate of mass out. Now, if this is a channel, this is the center, the fluid in, this is the upstream section, this is the fluid out or downstream section. If we take the section 1, 1 and the section 2, 2. So, if we apply this the equation of continuity or the principle of conservation of mass between these two sections, then we can say that rate of mass in is equal to rate of mass out. Now, if we take the density at section 1 is rho 1, velocity is v1, and density, viscosity and area of this section is a1, and at this section 2, if it is rho 2, v2 and a2. If area is a2, velocity at this section 2 will is v2, and density of the fluid at this section is rho 2. So, it is given by rho 1 a1 v1 is equal to rho 2 a2 or and v2. So, if this fluid is same, then this 2 will be cancelled out. So, a1 v1 is equal to a2 v2, or we can say a into v is equal to constant. So, this is the equation of continuity, a very important equation of fluid mechanics. Now, with this we will also discuss about the Bernoulli's equation. This Bernoulli's equation is basically states that sum of potential energy, kinetic energy and pressure energy is constant. So, if I start with the Euler's equation, which states that dP by rho g dz plus v dv is equal to constant. So, this is the Euler's equation. Now, if I integrate this dP by rho integration g dz plus integration of v dv is equal to constant. So, it will give P by rho g z plus v square by 2 is equal to constant. So, P by rho g plus z plus v square by 2g is equal to constant. So this is the equation of continuity. If we apply this equation of continuity between two sections, like the fluid is, if the fluid is passing, if we have taken this 1 1 and this is 2 2, in that case this Bernoulli's equation would be P1 by rho plus Z1 plus V1 square by 2g is equal to P2 by rho g plus Z2 plus V2 square by 2g. This is the Bernoulli's equation between these two sections, 1 1 and 2 2. So this equation is based on certain assumption. First assumption, these assumptions are very important. First assumption, that the fluid is ideal. Ideal fluid means viscosity of the fluid is 0. Second, flow is steady, flow is compressible. So these are the important assumption for this ideal equation, Bernoulli's equation. So if we apply in this Bernoulli's equation in real condition, in that case we have to add the certain losses with this Bernoulli's equation, because when the fluid is flowing through the channel, there would certainly be the losses, like the loss due to friction, because of the velocity, because of the contraction and expansion of the area. The losses would be because of the various fittings throughout the pipe section. So all those losses will be incorporated in this Bernoulli's equation when we apply this Bernoulli's equation in the real condition.